Good morning, Bedford High School students and parents. My name is Chris Thompson. I'm the principal of Bedford High School, and we are excited to be joining you this morning for our Expectations Assembly as we prepare to return back to school on February the 1st. I'm joined by our administrative team of Ms. Carla Robinson, who works with our senior students. I work with our juniors. We also have Miss Claire Gowing, who is part of our administrative team and works with teachers as our curriculum specialist.
Hello, my name is Mr. Harrison. I'm one of the assistant principals. My office is in the north side. I primarily, being a ninth grade assistant principal, will deal with freshmen, but I'm here for everyone. If you need anything, feel free to stop by my office. We're just really glad to get people back in the building, get students back in the building, and look forward to starting next week and ending the year on the right note. So good luck. Enjoy your last weekend away from the building, and we'll start second semester off next week with a bang.
Hello, I'm Miss Lewis. I am the assistant principal over 10th grade. My office is located on the south side, the blue side, and I will always say the best side. I'm really excited for our hybrid students that are coming in. We haven't been in school in almost a year, so it'll be really interesting and fun to have our students back in for those who are coming. I look forward to assisting you with your academic and your social needs, all while working together to keep you all safe. I look forward to the semester coming up and ending the year with a bang.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis and Mr. Harrison. One thing as we get going, several parents have asked our administrative team, when is my son or daughter coming into school? And if your student is hybrid, they will be joining us. Last name A through L is Monday and Tuesday. Last name M through Z is Thursday and Friday. Now we'll go ahead and we will share with everyone our expectations PowerPoint. Again, welcome to students and parents as we get ready to prepare for our return to school starting next Monday, February the 1st. First thing we're going to talk about is grades. So as we all know, grades are very important in all that we do here at the high school. So, for students, please take care of your grades. Attend your classes daily. Participate in your classes. Study when you have to study. Take advantage of the opportunities you have on Bearcat Wednesday. And last but not least, we always encourage you to ask any questions of your teachers. Do not allow the pandemic to win. I know it has been tough. It's been almost a year, but we are here to support you. Your teachers are here to support you as well. Overcome the challenges of virtual and hybrid learning, and do whatever you can do to pass all your classes and remain on track. Speaking of Wednesdays, Bearcat Wednesdays. Parents and students, as you know, we started this towards the end of the first 9 weeks. And Bearcat Wednesdays allows students many things. One, it allows them to advocate for themselves, to get additional assistance from their teachers, to make up missed work, to retake tests, to do a lot of different things. So teachers will contact students and let students know if they will need to participate in any of those sessions to get that additional support that they may need. For students, we just ask that you be responsible and show up when you're supposed to, use your time wisely, take advantage of getting the additional help, and then make up any work that you may have missed.
Okay, students, it's time to talk GoGuardian and cameras. GoGuardian, students, all of your devices have to be synced to GoGuardian at all times. This is a tool for you. This is a way for you to advocate for yourselves. This is something you can utilize to talk one-on-one with your teachers so that nobody can see your questions or nobody can be privy to your discussion with your teacher. It's just you. Also, teachers are able to see your screen so they can better assist. If you're asking teachers questions and they can't see what number you're on, or if you're in math class, they can't see exactly how you're computing the problem, they can assist you to the best of their ability. So it is going to be mandatory that you have your laptop or whatever device you are using synced to GoGuardian this second semester. We do believe that this will help our students' grades. Again, everything we do is in the best interest of you as a student. We are always trying to see how we can better serve you. Also, with that being said, there's a new camera expectations. Cameras are to be turned on at all times. Teachers should no longer see your screensaver. Teachers should be able to see your face so they can see that you are actively engaged. You are able to blur your backgrounds. You are able to do different things in your background. Your background needs to be appropriate at all times. So for those of you that, sometimes I don't like my background. I don't really like it right now. I should have blurred it out. You can do that. You also need to be aware of what's in your background, especially if you're not blurred out. There should never be anything in the camera that's considered inappropriate or that goes against our student code of conduct. It should never make its way in the camera. Although you are at home and you are virtual, you are to act accordingly as if you are present in the classroom. So anything that would not be allowed in school, in the classroom, should not be in your cameras. That goes with proper attire. We're not emphasizing so much dress code, right? But proper attire. Guys, you must have a shirt on at all times. Again, if you were in school, you would have a shirt on your back. Ladies, all of our tops, they must be appropriate. Again, the rule of thumb is, would you be allowed to wear it here in Bedford High School in your classroom? And if the answer is no, do not have it on while you are virtual learning. No inappropriate language on your clothing, signs, drugs. And again, I can't emphasize enough to be mindful of your backgrounds, and in this virtual world, be mindful of your bottoms. You get up, you stand up. Sometimes we have on shorts, but we have a nice top on. Be mindful that sometimes you're up and down and you would never want to be not decent in front of the camera and your peers.
Another thing that when we talk about our cameras, something that has to be addressed is the cyberbullying. Understand that as administrators, one of our main jobs and responsibilities is, and probably the most responsibility or the most important responsibility we have, is to make sure that we have a safe environment for our students to learn. And everyone's goal should be the same when you're logged into a classroom virtually. Everyone's goal should be to learn as much information as you can, to participate, and to do things that are going to help you out going forward. We cannot have certain things taking place that might make students kind of nervous to participate or not want to participate at all. And some of those things that we're talking about, taking pictures of students, is not allowed. No one should be having their cameras out, their phones, taking pictures of other students. Oftentimes we've seen situations where we take unflattering pictures and then we post it on social media, and in all honesty, that is a form of harassment. It's something that is not acceptable. It wouldn't be acceptable if you were here at school, and it's certainly not acceptable when you're learning virtually. Again, this is to the benefit of everyone. Just like Ms. Lewis said, these decisions aren't there to deter you from having fun or being successful. All of our decisions and things we're talking about are things that are going to create a safe environment for everyone. The other thing is the inappropriate use of microphone or even what you're doing on your screen. I know Ms. Lewis talked about your background, but we've had some students that have made some gestures on camera or unmuted themselves and said some inappropriate things. And we can't stress enough, at home, at the gym, wherever you're at, it is still during school hours and you're still technically in school. So be mindful of that. Please be respectful of your peers at all times. Again, no pictures. If you're posting those on social media, doing those types of things, we've already been in contact. I hate to use this, but we've already been in contact with Bedford Police Department and talked to them about it. And this 100% is a form of cyberbullying. So be kind at all times, and be mindful of this. The next thing, whether you're hybrid or whether you are virtual, remaining virtual 100% of the time, maybe the number one thing regarding success is being prepared. We should be, as learners, prepared every single day, whether we're here at school or whether we're at home. For hybrid students, this is going to be different from you. You're used to having your Chromebook, laptop at home. Understand, hybrid students, you need to bring your materials every day to class when you're here reporting to Bedford High School. Any students coming on campus should have their electronic device at all times, and it should be charged and ready to go. Remember, there are still students that are staying home, and a lot of our class time will be virtual. It will be we'll be maximizing our electronics, so please come prepared to class every day. Virtual students, as well as hybrid students on their off days, being prepared often means not just signing in, logging in. It's being prepared, having a good workstation set up, having a place where you can concentrate and be focused. It shouldn't be laying in bed, shouldn't be, hanging out in a bathroom and getting ready for the day. Make sure if you were here at school, you would be sitting down, you would be able to focus your attention on the task at hand. So wherever your environment is, whether it's here at school or you're at home, make sure you're prepared and putting yourself in the best situation to learn.
Safety protocols. So I'll start by saying part of the reason that we are back, and the main reason that we're back in school, is because of the safety protocols that we have in place and the safety protocols that we will follow. So mask, all students and staff and any visitors must be worn at all times, no exceptions, other than when you're in the cafeteria eating. So students, when you're traveling from class to class, you must have your mask on. If you're in your class, you must have your mask on as well. So again, we need to make sure that we all do our part in making sure that we keep ourselves and others safe. Social distancing. Try to maintain at least 6 feet of distance when traveling in the halls. This means, as much as we'd like to, avoiding hugs, shaking hands, displays of affection, etc. When you guys get to school, you'll see traffic patterns are set up. There are directional arrows on all hallways, as well as social distancing signs. As you're walking, imagine you're driving a car. You always, when you drive, are on the right side of the road. So when you travel throughout the building, up and down steps, you will always be traveling on the right-hand side as you move forward. Avoid being in the middle of the hallways. Always be close to the right-hand side walls. Cleaning your area, be it in a classroom, at lunch. We ask that at the end of class, you can help clean and disinfect your area, just wiping it down and going to your next class. The same thing in the cafeteria. When you're done eating, please make sure you're helping out our cafeteria staff by throwing your trash away. When you have to go to the bathroom, you will see that there's signs and protocols to be followed, making sure that you're not using stalls that are marked do not use, but also, more importantly, making sure that you're washing your hands and being safe after you use the bathroom. The other thing that we ask that you do is try to go to the bathroom during the class change time. We will not have a whole lot of students in the building, so bathrooms should not be as crowded as they normally would be if we had 1,000 students in the building. And again, students, I cannot emphasize, we have to do our part with safety and protocols in order to make sure that we're keeping everyone safe. COVID symptoms protocols. So symptoms of COVID. Parents, one thing we're going to be doing, and students, you'll be receiving an email over the weekend. We will be using a self-assessment application that we ask parents to fill out each morning before your child comes to school. We ask that you know the symptoms of COVID-19, which can include the following that are listed here: a cough, sore throat, fever, muscle pains, chills, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, as well as loss of taste and smell. So again, if your students have any of those symptoms, two more of those symptoms, we're asking that you keep them home, but still follow the procedure of contacting the attendance office and letting them know. The daily assessment, again, this will be something that is shared with you, and this must be completed each day, honestly, for students and parents. We are asking you and expecting you to do that each morning. We do also have a isolation center set up here at the high school. So if students come to school and throughout the day, they start to exhibit some of those symptoms, our nurses will check with them to see what the symptoms are. If those symptoms require those students to come home, then we will be contacting parents or guardian to come to school and pick those students up as soon as possible. Arrival to school. So since we are going to be coming back, this is a little bit different than what it would normally be if we were in non-COVID times. So our bus riders will start to get dropped off right after 7 o'clock. Students, as you come into the building, there will be directional arrows. You will enter through the main auditorium lobby doors. You will walk up through the auditorium lobby, and you will enter the auditorium on the right-hand side. The auditorium will be marked off in areas where you can sit. We ask that you do follow those guidelines of sitting only in the areas that you are allowed to sit in. Parent drop-offs. Parent, we ask that you drop students off at 7:15 and after, and they will follow the same process. When you enter the building, you will go directly to the auditorium. For our walkers, we ask that you enter the building at 7:20 and after. And again, you will follow the same process as you enter into the building. You walk up through the auditorium, enter on the right-hand side, and you find a seat that is socially distanced from others within the auditorium. And for our upperclassmen, primarily our juniors and seniors, you guys will enter through the Berwyn doors. We ask that you enter at 7:35 and after. Student drivers, if you do plan to have breakfast, then you are able to come in through the Berwyn doors at 7:25. As far as breakfast goes, students, once you're in the auditorium, breakfast will be called at 7:20. Any student that wants to get a free breakfast in the cafeteria, you will walk to the cafeteria, you will sit in an area that has been marked off where you're able to, and you will have your breakfast there. Students who go to the cafeteria for breakfast are expected to remain in the cafeteria until the bell for you to be released to your lockers. And again, once you are here, everyone has the ability to eat breakfast, which is free of charge. It must be eaten in the cafeteria. For students who are not eating breakfast and you are remaining in the auditorium, at the dismissal bell to go to your lockers, you will exit through the auditorium exit doors, as well as make sure you are following the directional traffic signs within the building.
Now we'll discuss lunch expectations. They're a little different. Again, we have some different times ahead of us right now. So Normally, when you come into the cafeteria, you come in, you grab your lunch, whenever you see fit. Now you will come into the cafeteria and you will have a seat. You will have to be seated at a table. Again, there will be different chairs that are marked off, and if they have an X on them, you cannot sit there. Again, it is our job to make sure that you all are safe, our teachers and staff are safe, and we have a commitment to you as well as your parents that we're going to keep you all safe. So we are doing our part, and we ask that you do yours. When you come into the cafeteria and you sit down, one of the administrators will then call up table by table. And when your table is called and selected, that is when you will then be able to go in line and get your lunch. Again, be mindful. There will be markers on the ground. Be mindful that when you are standing in line, you are keeping social distance. We ask that you stand on these markers. We ask that, you wait patiently, as this may take some time. This is going to be a little different. When you select your table, you will be sitting at that table. That will be your seat. So please choose your seat wisely. That is where you will sit throughout. Again, as always, it is your responsibility to clean up your tables. That has not changed. That has always been an expectation. So we expect that you throw your trash away. And again, there will be designated times for that so that we do not have a lot of traffic moving throughout the cafeteria.
And finally, speaking on the code of conduct, as Ms. Lewis spoke about in her introduction, it has been almost a full year since we've had students in the building. And I think it's very important that we review some of the code of conduct. So I encourage all parents and students to go on our district website, go on our school website, and look over the code of conduct. But realistically, we are a high school building. We are grades 9 through 12. We've all been in school from kindergarten to 8th grade. We've all completed 9 years of schooling at least, and we know how to act. We know how to act in a school building, what's appropriate and what are not. So please review the code of conduct, understand the expectations. Some of the things we want to hit on just briefly here, though, are some of kind of the highlighted points. First and foremost, again, we're high school students. Respect staff and students at all times. I think that word respect, if we can all respect one another, it will minimize, our issues by a great deal. So have respect for your staff, treat them with respect. They will do the same to you, as well as make sure you're respecting all of your classmates as well. This is a place to learn. This is all about education. And, I know all of our administrators here understand the importance of social learning as well. And we want you to have the best possible experience here at the high school. It is definitely more than just learning all of the facts. We want you to have a social life. We want you to engage at this young age. But because it is a learning environment, one of the most important things is to limit disruptions. And those disruptions and distractions need to be limited in your classroom so that students can learn. Also in the hallways, in the cafeteria, anywhere else, have a good time. We want you to enjoy each other here, but we want you to do it in an appropriate way. So limit the disruptions in your classes as well as other aspects of the building. The dress code, again, we haven't been in school for a year. I encourage you to take a look at the dress code. Last year, we made some adaptations for our high school that gave a little bit of more flexibility to our high school students and gave them an opportunity to express themselves and wear some trendy clothes and those types of things. We're asking you not to take advantage of that, though. We have given in with the dress code, but we still do expect you to adhere to the rules that we've set forth. So make sure you look over the dress code before coming back on Monday and be dressed appropriate at all times. I'm not going to talk much on the progressive discipline part that you're seeing on the screen because I'm hoping with the majority of our students coming back, we're not going to have to deal with progressive discipline. The hope is that everyone comes and follows directions and we have, a great experience. But in reality, there are going to be some issues where there's disruptions and there's things that shouldn't happen. But understand that we will work with you. We're here to help. We're here to keep you in school. We're here to make sure that you're being successful. But understand that if you continue to make the same mistakes or continue to cause disruptions for other students in the building and not allowing others to learn or to teach, we will have to take the appropriate measures. So please behave yourself, enjoy your time here, but behave yourself. And the last thing on this, it goes without saying, we do have some zero tolerance things. It's just things that, usually aren't appropriate in general, but are definitely not appropriate in a public school setting. And those are drugs, fights, harassment, violence. All of those types of things are something, again, our number one goal is to create a safe environment for all of our students to learn and our teachers to teach. So, understand this is no place. Bedford High School is no place for any of those things. So keep those out of our halls, please. And just, come back ready to have an exciting and successful second semester.
Parents and students, this concludes our expectations assembly. We hope that you guys find the information that we shared very useful. As we've all said, we're very excited to have you guys back in the building starting next week. And again, if you have additional questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. This is new for all of us, and so I'm sure we will all have questions. But the one thing I want to end with is making sure that when we are in the building, we're being safe, setting a great example, and really working hard as Bearcats. And just know again that we're very happy to have you guys back in the building.